Morning everyone. So last time I saw you guys, I was sitting at 100 kilo, peak off season, getting to the point where, do you know what? Food fatigue was just getting too much. My training performance was decreasing. I was actually getting weaker, even though I was at peak amount of androgen levels. I was running a cycle of 500 milligrams of testosterone, 400 EQ, and for the last 3 weeks, we added in 250 masteron to drive down resistors and estrogen levels to bring my body back into a better place. But to be honest, inflammation was just through the roof, because when you get to the back end of a cycle, you feel like an actual pin cushion. Feels like you're getting jabbed at every single moment. Already had meal 1 in this morning and been on a call with my online client Anna, who is currently 20 weeks out from her show at the First Timers Salford, 20th of September. I'm gonna give you guys a brief look over how she's going. Okay, so weight has not been budging, and she started her her cut on about 3,100 calories, right? We're about 1,000 calories down and weight really hasn't been moving, but you can see that there's a clear shift. So I'll show you guys when we actually started our prep. You can see glutes have massively shrunk, but this is due to glycogen stores, okay? Back details come in quite a lot, and the midsection, even her posing has massively improved. Look at the difference in the midsection, details in the quads. It's coming in nicely. You would not say this is only 1 kilo difference. Guys, I'm gonna go into detail about what I'm running for my cut so far. So I'm down to 3,000 calories, 500 calorie drop, lost 4 kilos, no changes have been made. We've gone from that cycle that I mentioned previously to TRT. TRT normally is a dosage between 75 and 125 of test. I'm on bodybuilders TRT, 150. So not ridiculously much higher than a normal TRT dosage, because we want to keep test levels at optimal points, but we want the reproduction of my own testosterone to come back into play. I'm also running 1 peptide, okay? This is Glow, and this is to help with a lot of things. Hair rejuvenation, which is mad, because Leo, the man behind the camera, was taking a video of me one day on the T-bar. Bro, my hair was thinning bad. So I'm gonna show you guys a before and after of what it looks like since I've been using this. Hair's pretty much come back, mate. This is an insulin pin, okay? So this is gonna hurt a lot less. But a lot of people think that you can use insulin pins into the glute. This is going into fat. So when you use Glow, you can go into the glute. However, when you're taking a cycle, it needs to be intramuscular. So unless you have striated glutes, you cannot jab these pins into your glute. It is gonna go into fat. It is then gonna sit underneath where you need it to be, okay? Which is then gonna cause you harm, because it's not gonna get intramuscular. You're gonna get lumps underneath the skin, and that can cause you problems long term. If you are too shook to do it into your quads or your delts, where you have less body fat, then you need to use a bigger pin. But using a bigger pin, they're much thicker, it causes more scar tissue, and then in the long run, you're gonna have to have that breaking down. So I prefer to stick to using an insulin pin, okay? Because it's gonna cause a lot less damage. So I've got 1 more of this. And as well, guys, as you can see on the side, while I'm talking about this, you can't just take steroids without looking at every other health marker. Having higher testosterone leads to higher platelets density, so your blood cells being more dense. And you also could have blood pressure problems. So for that, I take 1 tablet of testosterone every single day. I also, so you have your full amount of testosterone in the body. Then you have your free testosterone. Your free testosterone is the amount of testosterone that binds and that you can actually utilize. So people are just taking tests and just thinking it's just gonna work for them, okay? It won't. You actually have to make it bond to the receptor. So that's why I take Proviron, okay? Depending on the amount of test, depends on the amount of Proviron you need to take. And then I supplement my thyroid as well. So your thyroid will increase your metabolism. It will increase your rate of productivity. So if your thyroid is low, which normally is an effect of taking steroids, she needs to supplement it. But I take one of these, which is T3, to every 4 of T4, which means that the conversion then occurs and allows my body to keep my metabolism and thyroid hormone at its optimal level. So that's my 0.1 of my glow, and that will be taken tonight. And make sure you always wipe the area that the site that you're injecting into before and after the injection. So that is kept sterile for tonight, right? Now I'm going to show you. So I split even though I'm taking TRT, right, and I'm taking a very low dosage, I still split it into 2. So I take, this is 300 milligrams a test, okay? I take 150, so I take half a mil a week. So I split it into a quarter twice a week. Same again, draw out is going to be my amount for I take every Sunday and Wednesday. So we're going to run this health phase for 8 to 10 weeks, get bloods rechecked, and then I'll know whether my blood work is in the perfect place to go back onto cycle and start growing again. That's it, guys. I'm going to do some check-ins and then we're going to get to the gym. So this is my diet, okay? 3,000 calories worth of food as a bodybuilder. So we have I always have this as meal 1. So this is missing 500 grams of potatoes. So this is chicken, kimchi, and veg. Then meal 2 is mince with potatoes, kimchi, veg. Meal 3 is normally pre-workout. 125 grams of cream of rice, 45 grams of whey paste, 100 grams of blueberries. Post-workout, 100 grams of pre-cooked chicken, pre-cooked jasmine rice, 155 chicken, 100 veg, 100 pineapple, 100 grams of sourdough with 200 grams of berries and 45 grams of whey paste. So that is what I'm eating in this cut. So I'm currently getting ready to go and see a client. I'm just making my pre-workout meal. So how I make my pre-workout meal, I'm actually a bit of a weirdo because I love the thickness of Perform's cream of rice, but I love the texture of Trained by JP. So I have a bit of both. So today I'm mixing cookies and cream with some sticky toffee pudding. And then I've got sticky toffee pudding whey paste, okay? Well, some people, I don't know, they make their cream of rice into a bit of a slush, okay? I like to make mine into a cake. So how I do that is by adding 5 grams of cinnamon and 5 grams of baking powder. And as well, to make sure that we get enough pumps, I have 12 grams of sodium a day, okay? This is gonna help with retaining water because mine went up higher because post-show, it's mad to say this, but it happens to so many people and this is embarrassing, but when you get that lean, your body's ability to retain water and to hold on to water is so difficult that you are just urinating all the time. I was running back and forth to the bathroom like no one's business. So to actually help my body hold on to some water, which sounds like a bad thing, but at the end of the day, this keeps us hydrated. If we don't have sodium, we don't have electrolytes, we're not gonna stay hydrated. So I have 3 grams of pink salt in every single meal, okay? So then once I've done that, this gets mixed until it's like a sort of paste. And then this goes in the microwave for 2 minutes. And I'm telling you, it comes out looking like the nicest sponge cake, you know? I can't lie, on the weekends, I give myself a little bit of a treat. So instead of having 80% dark chocolate, I have 75%, so I can get a little bit of flavor with the caramel. It's the weekends. Off season, you can treat yourself a little bit. And then to get in the antioxidants that we need and to aid training performance, and another 12 grams of carbohydrates. We utilize some blueberries. If you've got a sweet tooth, this is literally the perfect pre-workout meal for you. We're gonna eat our pre-workout meal and then we're gonna head over to Chosen after we get changed, because I can't go looking like this. Right, what is good? So we are now down at Chosen Gym in Hayes. So Chosen Gym in Hayes, it's got the best of the best equipment. Panata, Gym Leco, there's a little bits of Prime kit as well. But I'm here with my client today, Jack. Say hello, Jack, mate.
How's it going?
We are 17 kilos down in 30 weeks, okay? A lot of people think that you can just lose weight in one diet phase. We've gone through many building and gaining phases as well as diet phase as well. This is the third diet phase, I want to say. So I think we did a recomposition phase at first, and in that initial recomposition phase at first, Jack lost the most amount of weight. Why is this? Because the food sources we changed Jack from. The ones that he's having before just weren't really built for the performance that he needed to gain the muscle. So water weight was the first thing that came off. And that's the first thing that people don't understand. Whenever you go into a diet phase, the shift in the amount of glycogen you're taking in is what's going to make you lose weight. But Jack, how have you found it so far, mate? Working together a while now.
Mate, working with you has been brilliant because it's like, I was training before, but my diet there was no structure to it. And also, I was sort of just training as and what I wanted, when and ever I wanted.
Yeah.
Training with you's given me that motivation, having someone to sort of kick me up, and the dieting has been done in a way that's not made it feel brutal.
Yeah.
So it's made it sort of easy, and good to carry on with.
No, that's it, man. Right, so we're gonna warm up and we're gonna get into push. No point going for that last one. I was gonna have to absolutely throw it to get there.
Break the machine off.
More like break my delt. Yeah, you got one more. So have I actually. Good. Nice control, man. So you see on this machine here, Jack, you can bias, depending on where you put the plates for a prime machine, on where the amount of tension is. So if you load the top, it's going to be at the top end of the range of the motion, so you can make it more lat bias, you can make it more rhomboids by making it harder when you pull in. Whereas I like prime machines, it's good for say, like a T-bar or something like that, where it's a very robust machine. You know, with hammer strength, it literally doesn't break.
Yeah.
It's so robust.
People using you can load a gym pin up.
Yeah. Even like this, I'm gonna put an extra 20 plate on top of this machine because I know it's so robust it can take it. But that's why I feel like you have to have a mixture in a gym of different pieces of equipment from different brands, or else you're never gonna get a decent gym without doing that.
That's more than two of you.
I was 100 kilo 2 weeks ago, so yeah. I'm very intrigued to see how heavy these are. I'm absolutely clueless.
What do you usually press?
So I did 65s the other day.
I see the video of that.
Yeah.
Start on 12.
But I think these are going to be. I don't know whether these are going to be lighter or bigger.
Go for 50 then.
Ready? Easy. Oh. Let's go 4 to 5. I think 1, 2. Good. Yeah, 3. Right, so we're going into Jack's back off set, right? The reason why you always do your heavier set first is because you're less fatigued. And then you can lift less weight for more reps, but get the same, probably if not more, stimulation using that less weight. But we started off with 2 actual movements for isolation. Why? Because we want lots of blood in the rotator cuff to make sure that we're nice and warm, we're not going to injure ourselves. And then getting blood into the chest, pre-fatiguing it, means that we're going to get a lot more activation when Jack goes into this press here. Now, he's pumped and ready. Ready? There we go. 2, 3. There we go, 4. 5. 6. 7. There we go. 7. good. You notice there with Jack, when he's doing his chest press, he has his elbows nice and tucked in. This is going to mean that he gets a lot more activation through the chest. Rather than if they're up here, it's going to be all front delt. You can tell that he's literally been practicing his form as well, because everything is time under tension. 7 to 8 seconds, 3 seconds down, pause. 3 seconds up, pause. That's going to stop you getting injured and throwing up stupid weight for no actual reason. Do you want to stand there if it drops off? It's going to be cardio. So this is what happens when you get to peak off season and you go on a cycle, but the strength still stays. You should still be getting stronger. Only pussies lose their strength when they come off cycle. And this is what happens when gym pins don't fit in machines. Okay, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
It's too heavy. I'll tell you what you could do.
It's gonna hit the top every time.
What is this, a 20?
Yeah.
You could use 2 10s like you did before.
It's mad. This is what it's coming to nowadays. Don't get too big. I'm telling you, one, you have to buy triple XL clothes. That shit's annoying when every single time you go for a wardrobe, you have to replace it. And two, training's a bitch.